Seminole, you'll notice that all this buffeting seems to go away. The more mass the plane has and the more powerful engine, the more it can absorb some of this. I'm going to switch you back over to Flying W here, and we'll listen to McGuire on the way. Nothing but water towers and antennas and, what did you say yesterday, power lines?
Yeah, power lines.
And trees.
And pine trees.
That one you had to react to.
Okay.
It's good.
As I was about to pull power out, double us off at 1500.
I actually think it feels interesting. You know you're alive when you're getting bumped around up here. Although by the end of the day yesterday, I sat down in a chair and closed my eyes, and you're still like getting bumped around for a half hour, an hour. It's just like getting off a sailboat after a week.
Your inner ear was messing with you.
Yeah.
Well, I totally had spatial disorientation when I had the goggles on.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Good.
like, I swear I'm banking right, and I look at my instruments, and I'm going this way. I'm like,
So that's a good point. You know, you read all that stuff in the textbook. So when you're actually in instrument conditions and you're trying to do an instrument approach especially, it's really important not to move your head too much. And that's why it's good to have your iPad in the yoke as opposed to up here or mounted over there, because even that little movement of your head, like 10 or 15 degrees from instrument panel to up in that corner, that little movement of your head can really screw up your vestibular senses, and people get disoriented just from their head movement. So they tell you to not make any really rapid or jerky movements in your head.
I was watching, when I did the instrument course for from Jason Chappert's, I was watching him train somebody, and he'll make them close their eyes, put their chin to their chest, and he puts it in some unusual attitude, and he's like, all right, get us back on course and heading in altitude.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. And the DPE will probably do an unusual attitude too. He'll have you cross your arms, put your eyes down, close them, and then and you'll have the hood on, and he'll do an unusual attitude. And he'll probably do 2 of those with you is pretty normal. And, you know, the plane's either going to be up and banked or down and banked, and you just got to look at your attitude indicator and know that.
November 3 Romeo Sierra, contact New York, approach 120.85.
We'll do a couple of those.
120.85, 3 Romeo Sierra.
It's important to know that, you know, the top and the bottom of the attitude indicator are ground and sky, and you can tell a lot by looking at your VSI. You can tell a lot by looking at your DG and your altimeter, whether you're ascending or descending. And by that time, you should have done enough hood work to be able to just take a quick look, and your brain's like, oh man, I gotta turn left and pull the nose up. Or bank left and pull the nose up, rather. And he's not looking for perfection. He's looking for you to be able to recognize in like a 1-1000, 2-1000 that, you know, we're either pointed up and about to stall, or we're pointed down and I need to lift the nose a little bit and get wings level. I really think most of these DPEs these days they really want you to get your pilot's license. They're not looking to fail anybody. They're looking to make sure you're safe, and they treat the private pilot as a stepping stone to the next stage. And as long as you've studied and know what you're talking about and can do all the fundamentals, they want you to move forward.
It really is the beginning of learning.
Yeah, I didn't know that when I did mine, but it definitely is the beginning, not the end.
A lot of people get the mentality that you've arrived.
That what?
That you've arrived.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a nice time to celebrate for a little while and then go out and explore and, you know, spread your wings, so to speak, and go on a couple trips. But I think you realize really quickly that you've really only got the basics down at that point.
I watched a pretty good video with this a mock check ride. The guy's an actual DPE. He he was basically saying, listen, what I want is to say, would I let my family and my kids go with this guy? Do I feel he's safe enough?
Yeah, I think some of these guys have different attitudes. You know, a lot of them are airline pilots, and they have a propensity to want you to fly the plane like you're an airline pilot, and that's not realistic as a private pilot. You know, you're still learning how to land by the time you get your private pilot license. You are not an expert at anything.
And like I told you the other day, what Shepard said, you know, that he felt he didn't start to master landings until he got to the commercial level.
Yeah, I would say that's true. I would say in my case it may have been much further than that. I always thought I was really good at it, but I can tell you now, honestly, every time I land a plane, I think I get a little better of it. And I probably, you know, yesterday I probably did 5 times, you know, 8. I did 40 of them yesterday, and there were probably a couple where I had a new experience. And I think this technology changes the way a lot of stuff is taught and what the expectations are. Like just not having this iPad turned on changes the way you look out the window. As soon as I turn this off, I have one less instrument